Hi friends! Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a different way to catch bugs. I know that I have not done anything like this on my channel before, but I kind of found a method and I feel like it works amazing for finding the bugs that go on the coconut trees. And I kind of want to share that with you, and hopefully it works for you as well as it did for me. And before we get into this video, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so you never miss a video when I post. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video and I will show you the method that I use. So for this particular method, you're going to be going to Nook Mile Islands, and you're only going to need about 3 or 4 tickets. It just depends on how long that it takes you to do these specific things. You're going to need a net, of course, to catch your bugs with. I would recommend bringing maybe 2 or 3 just in case they break. You're probably going to need 1 or 2 shovels because you are going to be digging up the coconut trees, and you'll see why. And another thing that I would recommend that you have is whenever you get to your final island, you may or may not need an axe depending on whether or not you want to make it easier for yourself. I recommend bringing an axe. It's up to you. It's definitely your choice on what you would rather do. But we're gonna go ahead and go to our first Nook Mile Island, and I'll kind of explain to you what we're doing and exactly why we're doing it, and hopefully it'll make sense the more that I explain. Whenever you get to your first Nook Mile Ticket Island, what you're going to want to do is run around and go to the trees that are on the island and grab the fruit from them. And usually there's only 4 coconut trees on each mystery island, unless you're on the island that has like 8. For this one has 4, so you're going to want to get at least 4 of the pears and eat them, or whatever fruit is there. And you're going to want to go around and dig up all 4 of these coconut trees and keep them in your inventory. And the reason that I said that you might need 3 or 4 Nook Mile tickets is because you're going to want to go to at least 1 or 2 islands and get all of the coconut trees that you can. I would usually recommend getting about 8 trees, so you're probably going to need 2 Nook Mile tickets to go to 2 different islands to dig up all 4 of those coconut trees. And then what you're going to want to do is go to another island, and I will show you exactly what we're going to do after we do that. I'm currently on my second Nook Mile Island, and I'm going to dig up all 4 of these trees here as well and take them with me. I will then have a total of 8 coconut trees in my inventory, and after you finish this, whenever you go back to your island, you're going to want to save your game, and you're going to want to time travel to whatever time it is for the specific bugs that you're trying to catch. If you're going for the ones that are on the coconut trees like I am, you're going to want to time travel ahead to around 11 p.m. I recommend using the Animal Crossing Wiki that shows you all of the bugs that are in the specific month that you're in, and it'll show the specific times that those bugs appear. For mine, I'm trying to catch all of the little stag bugs and the beetles that come on the coconut trees, and those are usually all going to be out around 11 p.m. I recommend doing 11 p.m. just because a lot of the butterflies and other bugs, they won't be on the island with you, because you are going to have to run off and scare away any other bugs that are not the ones that you're looking for, because each island can only have a max amount of bugs on it, so different ones will spawn and you have to get rid of the ones that you're not looking for. That way it makes room for the ones that you are looking for, so that way they'll spawn on the trees. Hopefully that makes sense. If you do it a couple times, it'll start to make more sense. And the reason that I recommend doing this on Nook Mile Islands rather than your own island is because they're much smaller and you don't have as big of a space to have to worry about, and it's just easier. And one other thing that I would recommend, you don't have to do this, but if you have the tickets for it, I recommend looking for an island that has Bamboo Island, because Bamboo Island, you don't have to worry about bugs that could spawn in the water. Now that we have traveled to 11 p.m. and we went to our last Nook Mile Island, what you're going to want to do is grab your axe, and you're going to want to go cut down every other tree that's not a coconut tree. And keep in mind that this video tutorial is mainly if you're trying to catch the bugs that spawn on coconut trees. If you're trying to do any other bug, this method could work, but you really wouldn't need the coconut trees. So just keep that in mind. For this particular method, we are doing the coconut trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go run around and I'm going to chop down every single tree. And if you wanted to make it a lot easier on yourself, I'm not going to do this just because I really don't feel like it right now. But what you can do to make this a whole lot easier is after you cut down all of these trees, you can dig up the stumps and also dig up all of the flowers, because you're going to minimize any other type of bug being able to spawn. So the bugs that go on tree stumps, they won't spawn because you got rid of those, and the bugs that go on the flowers won't be there. So you're going to have to not deal with those if you do that, and it'll make it a lot easier for yourself, especially if you're only trying to get the bugs that go on the coconut trees. I'm gonna go ahead and catch this Atlas moth that I see because I need this, and these will also spawn on coconut trees. So if you're looking for this, these methods will work for you as well. And you can also see there is a bug back there on the rock. So after you get done with all of this, you can clean up the island, get rid of all of the tree stumps and flowers if you would like. If you don't want to, that's totally okay. It just might take a little longer. The next thing that you're going to want to do is go around and plant all of the coconut trees that you brought with you. I recommend trying to space them out as best you can. That way, if a bug does spawn on it, it'll make it a little easier for you to sneak in there and catch it. So you're just going to want to run around like I am right now and start planting all of your coconut trees. Now that all of your coconut trees are planted, now we're just going to kind of play the waiting game. You're going to want to run around the island, and if there's any bugs on flowers, if you kept them, or any bugs that are in the water, or any bug that is not on the coconut trees, you're just going to want to either scare it away or catch it, depending on if you need that or not. If you don't need it, just run around and scare it away. And really, it's just a waiting game at this point. You're going to want to run around the island multiple times. This could take you a while, but I promise it'll be much easier, and the bugs will start to force spawn on the trees. So as you're running around and you're scaring off all of the other bugs, start checking your trees as you're running around, and eventually you're going to see one of the bugs show up on the tree that you need. So like what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of running around and scaring off any bug that I don't need, and I'm checking my coconut trees as I do that. And like I said, if you wanted to dig up the tree stumps and all of the flowers, it could take less time for a bug to spawn because there's not going to be any bugs that could spawn on the tree stumps or the flowers. And the reason that I said that having bamboo island is because you won't have the water in the middle, and at night there are water bugs and pond skaters that spawn, and if you don't have water, you don't have to deal with that. And here we are. I found my first bug on the tree. I caught the horned dynastid, and like I said, this is really just a waiting game. You're gonna want to run around and just keep scaring off any bugs that you don't need and check your trees. There is another one that spawned on the coconut tree, but I already had it, so I scared it away, and that's what we're gonna do this whole time. Here is another one that spawned. So as you can see, this method does work. So especially if you're looking for the golden stag, or if you're looking for any of the harder to find bugs that spawn on the coconut trees, it will take you longer. You're gonna have to run around for a little bit longer. There was another one, but I already had that, and here is another one that I already had. So you can definitely see that this method does work. So just keep in mind that patience is key, and hopefully this method works for you as well as it did for me. And that is all I have for you today. I hope that this method works for you as well as it did for me. This method helped me catch all of these coconut tree bugs on Moonshine Island, so hopefully it works for you as well. If you have any questions or you feel like I didn't explain something well enough, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will answer any question you have and help you try to perfect this method the best that I can. And also, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and also give this video a like. It would mean the absolute world to me. And that is all I have for you today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.